There is a promise sitting at the center of this story, and only one of the two men involved is willing to describe what it actually was. Volodymyr Selenskyj says Donald Trump agreed to grant Ukraine the licenses to build Patriot interceptor missiles. The White House, asked directly, said nothing at all. From Berlin, this is a familiar shape, a deal announced on television before it exists on paper. American diplomacy increasingly performed rather than documented, where the press release lives on Fox News and the confirmation never arrives. Europeans have learned to read these announcements the way you read weather in April, hopefully, but with an umbrella. Here is what we actually know. Selenskyj arrived in Washington and told the Fox News host, Sean Hannity, in plain words, he promised to grant us the licenses. The stakes could not be higher. Patriot systems are the only thing Ukraine has that reliably stops Russian ballistic missiles. Back in the spring, Selenskyj was already warning that his country had almost no ammunition left for them. And then the American war against Iran drained global stockpiles of these same interceptors even further. So the logic is clean. If Ukraine cannot buy enough Patriots, let Ukraine build them. Earlier this month at the NATO summit, Trump had already floated exactly this with a line that tells you everything about how he sees the arrangement. That way you can't complain that we're not giving you enough. Not a partnership, a defense against being blamed. And notice the choreography. Hours before the Hannity interview, Selenskyj was careful, almost cautious, saying only that he and Trump had talked about licenses and other things that can help. The meeting itself happened behind closed doors, ran a little over an hour, and produced two nearly identical verdicts. Trump called it very good. Selenskyj called it very good. Two men agreeing that something was excellent without either one telling us what it was. For Europe, this is the quiet anxiety underneath the whole affair. Ukraine's president is fighting above all to not disappear from view, to stay in the sightline of both Washington and his European allies. He has now met Trump repeatedly at the NATO summit in Ankara, at the Group of 7 gathering in France. And each time, the United States did carry shared positions on the war. That is real, that matters. But a license is not a factory. A license is not a single interceptor over Kyiv on the night the ballistic missiles come. Between a promise made on cable television and a Patriot rolling off a Ukrainian production line stands a long corridor of approvals, technology transfers, and American political will that can evaporate in a single bad news cycle. From here, the story is not the promise. The story is the silence next to it. A White House that let its own president's pledge hang in the air, unconfirmed, while Russia's missiles keep flying. Europe would very much like to believe the good news. Europe has simply been here before. That's the view from here. What does it look like where you are? Drop it in the comments and subscribe for the perspective American media won't give you.